everybody, this is Nicole with Helpmamaremote.com, and today I'm in the kitchen and I'm going to share with you how I prepare my husband's lunch for the week. I love to prepare his lunch on Mondays because he goes to work on Tuesday, and if I have all his lunch out the way in the morning, all he has to do is grab it out the refrigerator and go. Saturdays when he has to go to work very early, I can stay and rest in the bed, catch up on my sleep from the week, and he'll already have his lunch already ready. My husband takes his lunch with him. It just saves money for one. You know what you're eating, and then also if your spouse is real busy or you're real busy at work, you make sure that you have lunch. My husband is self-employed, so sometimes work can get a little busy, and if he didn't have lunch, he may go longer without eating, versus if he has his lunch there with him, he knows he has his lunch and he will take that time to eat his lunch. Now, since we are in the spring, warmer months, I'm preparing for him a sandwich, and I prepare for him a fruit cup. During the fall season, I'll prepare him a sandwich, a salad, and then sometimes some kind of roll, muffin, banana bread or something like that. He also takes his coffee with him, so he doesn't have to stop and buy coffee or any donuts, and we save a lot of money doing that. So this week for lunches, we're going to use the croissants, and I picked these up from Food for Less. 10 come in a pack, but they're only 8 in here now, and they're $4.99. And then we're going to use some provolone cheese. And then this is the lunch meat I have sliced at Gordon Food Service. So what I do is I separate it, wrap it up, and put it in the freezer. And then, like yesterday, I took this out, let it thaw, you know, so it'll be ready for me today to make sandwiches. I have all my bread sliced, and what I do is I take off the tops. And set them to the side. Okay, and then I'm just going to lay the meat on. Okay, so I ran out of this meat that I thawed out. I still have some more packs in the freezer, but I'm just going to take some other lunch meat that I have in the refrigerator and just add it to it so it'll be nice and full. And this is a turkey meat too. This is from Aldi. So now I'm going to add the provolone cheese. Now I'm going to add my lettuce. And I'm going to add spinach to these too. At the top. Very top on the right side. Is that the right, left, right? Yeah. Okay, so now tomatoes. We'll just top it with some salt and pepper. Okay, so now I just got some wax paper. Sometimes I use parchment paper. And then I have these foils that I'm going to wrap the sandwiches in. And I do this so he could heat it up at work, but he could take the foil off. And it'll keep it nice and secure. Okay, so now I'm going to prepare his fruit cups. And this week I'm putting in there watermelon. I have a mango that ripened. I got this last week, but it hadn't ripened yet. Cantaloupe and some pineapples. And since this was, you know, quite a bit, I also make the kids some fruit cups to put in the snack drawer in the refrigerator, so when they want a snack they can just grab it out the refrigerator. So I start off with my cutting board, and this is my cutting board that I use for my fruit and vegetables. And I'm just going to cut each fruit up and then place them in the container. So I'm going to start off with my pineapple. And what we do is we compost any vegetables that we're cutting up in the house. So all of these pieces, the scraps from my vegetables when I'm making sandwiches, fruit when I'm doing his fruit cups, and even just my daily cooking, we put these, and we have a bucket by the back door. We put all the scraps in the bucket, and we have a compost bin outside, and we compost those items for our garden. And it really saves money. My husband always talks about, like, you know, why do we buy mulch? Why do we buy compost? You know, things like that. But if you just recycle a lot of the items that you have, you really won't have to buy that stuff. Now I read, I don't know how true it is, since I'm pregnant, I shouldn't eat pineapple. And every time I cut up a pineapple, I just like crave to eat a piece. So, yes, I don't know how true it is. I read it and then I saw somebody else say it was a myth. So I'm not sure. I'm just going to steer away from it. And I bought these pineapples I bought them Sunday. So I like to give it, you know, a day or so to ripen. Because a lot of times when I get them, they're not really ripe. And my husband also says, like, each day he takes a fruit cup, it gets sweeter and sweeter. So like by it sitting, I guess, the flavors just marinate. Gonna use this big bowl as my garbage bowl, and I can just dump all this in the bucket. Okay, so now I'm going to do the cantaloupe. Now in between, I clean off my board. It just gets real messy, and I don't like it real messy. And the same with my cantaloupe, seeds and all. We throw those in the compost bin. I'm just gonna put on the counter because it's like big. And I hope this is good. The past couple watermelons we've been getting haven't been that tasty. Ooh, this one nice and red. Kind of look like slightly overripe. So like it's been in a freezer. Things we go through. It's extremely juicy. I haven't tasted it. I don't know why I haven't tasted it yet. We planted a few watermelons this year, but something eats the plant. So my husband is going to try to plant them higher so they won't get eaten up before they can start growing. Last year, the same thing. Planted watermelon and something eats. Watermelon and cantaloupe. Something is eating. Maybe the rabbits. lot of the containers I use to store his fruit in, these are from the Dollar Tree. They come 3 in a set. What I've been having a hard time, and what I want to do is they have some now that has like the snap-on top, little purple top, and they're a little bit smaller than these, and I think I want to get those because they seem a little bit more durable. But I have this problem, like one is stuck in the other one, so it's very hard to get out. Start putting my fruit in a cup. And also make sure you, making sure the fruit that you're giving them, your husband, kids, are the fruit they like. I always ask my husband, like, what kind of fruit would you like to take this week? Because I don't want to pick something that he's not a fan of. So now I have all my fruit packed up, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I only had a couple of these. The rest are in the dishwasher. So I just put them in little baggies, and this was a good idea because it's nice outside and the kids are going out to play. So if they want to just grab something and go, they can just grab these without taking the containers and making sure they bring them back. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope this gave you some ideas on how you can prepare your lunch or your spouse's lunch for the week and save you a ton of money. And you can control what your family is eating.